Jai Gurudev. Welcome everyone to this new episode of Guru Siyag Yoga, Bliss, Becoming and Being, Part 16. So, to start with, I would like to share that these episodes are conducted for those people who are more comfortable in conversing in English and also for those people who can't understand Hindi because most of the sessions right now are conducted in Hindi language. So you may like to share these sessions to people who are living in other countries as well. So in these sessions, we share about the practice of Guru Siyag Yoga, how one can get initiated into this form of yoga and what needs to be done and all that. And we also share certain experiences that each one of us can expect on this journey. And we also talk about how beginners, somebody who starts to practice it or who is still exploring, so how do they feel or what queries do they generally have around practicing Guru Siyag Yoga? So, Guru Siyag Yoga is a form of yoga which is called Siddha Yoga. So, Siddha Yoga is like master or mother of all yoga, or you would say culmination of all sort of yogas. So, there are many form of yogas as also documented in various texts, Patanjali Yoga Sutra being one of them. However, we really do not have to bother ourselves in getting to know about a lot of theory about yoga and all that. So we can know more about Guru Siyag Yoga by visiting on the website, which is gurusiyagyyoga.org, www.gurusiyag.yoga, sorry, www.gurusiyagyoga.org. And you may like to check it out, and you would get a lot of information about Guru Siyag Yoga in a very systematic manner. Meanwhile, to share with you the basic background of Guru Siyag Yoga in this episode, so I would like to share the picture of our Guru Dev, Sri Ramlalji Siyag, and his Guru, Baba Sri Gangainath Ji. So on the left side, you can see the picture of Guru Sri Ramlalji Siyag, and on the right side, we see the picture of Baba Sri Gangainath Ji. So Baba Sri Gangainath Ji is the Guru of our Guru, and he gave him some special initiation to progress on this path of transformation. And then Guru Siyag received a divine mantra that can that is potent enough to uplift the whole humanity. So it's about when we talk about Guru Siyag Yoga, it's not an easy thing to describe about Guru Siyag or Guru Siyag Yoga and the power of Guru Siyag Yoga, and at the same time, uh, as a contrast, how we practice Guru Siyag Yoga is extremely simple and doable. Even children can understand and do it. So, in Guru Siyag Yoga, we have to get initiated, and to get initiation, we do not have to go anywhere, we do not have to submit any fee, we do not have to meet anyone, we just need to hear the divine mantra, which is also called Sanjeevani mantra in Gurudev's voice, which is freely available on YouTube. And you will also get to hear that mantra by the end of this video. So once you hear that mantra in Gurudev's voice, you get initiated and you can start practicing Guru Siyag Yoga. And the practice of Guru Siyag Yoga involves meditation and chanting of the mantra. So, chanting of the mantra is silent chanting of the mantra without really moving your lips or tongue. So, it's mental chanting of the mantra. And practicing meditation involves taking out time for 15 minutes twice every day. So, like morning and evening, 15 minutes each time. We do not have to meditate more than that. Unless we stay in very cold places, like places like many places in Moscow or US, where snow is there throughout the year. So in those places, you may practice this meditation uh, up to 30 minutes, but not more than that. And that is enough. So the main job in this yoga is being done by the mantra. So mantra chanting is a science in itself. So mantra is made up of sounds which are very potent, and they can transform each cell of your being. So Guru Siyag Yoga is a science of personal transformation. And transformation in yogic terms mm, means a lot. It doesn't only mean physical transformation. So physical transformation people can get by going through gym, by going to the gym, or other means as well. So it's not about physical transformation. It's not about mental transformation. So we can get mental changes or transformation through various drugs and other means as well. And it's it also involves spiritual transformation. So spiritual transformation generally it's quite not easy to grasp this term spiritual transformation. And physical and mental or emotional transformation, at least these two things we can relate to. So in Guru Siyag Yoga, we get transformed at every level. So at physical level, mental level, and at our spirit level. So some of you might already be believing, or maybe aware, or maybe agreeing to the idea that we are not just physical beings. We are we are beings who have a soul in the physical body, and that soul is also called spirit. So when we practice this yoga, the whole being goes under transformation, and the transformation starts at all levels. So at physical level, at mental level, and at spiritual level as well. And these things are not packed in some kind of watertight compartments. So our whole being is an interaction amongst various levels in ourselves. So if we have problems at mental level, even the physical symptoms are starts to appear corresponding to our mental issues. And now that is well documented, the effects of stress and all that. And so our spiritual issues are, as I already told, they're not really easy to describe, but maybe lack of faith in the goodness of life can be perhaps termed in spiritual domain. And our belief about how we relate to God, how we relate to the power which is not really visible, how we believe, or how we interact with with the power that is running the whole universe. So that is something that most of us might not be completely clear about that. And it's quite hard to discuss about that domain. But once you start practicing Guru Siyag Yoga, and that involves the meditation and chanting of the mantra, you get to understand much deeply about the changes or the transformation that you go through, and you start understanding about the true meaning of transformation. So, in this yogic practice, one of the characteristic of Guru Siyag Yoga is that you have to do basically these little two things, that is chanting of the mantra and meditation, and rest of the things happen automatically or as a byproduct. So many of you might also experience yogic movements, physical yogic movements, like yogic asanas or yogic mudras or breathing exercises, which are also called pranayamas. So you may experience all of this while you are practicing meditation, and these are all automatic. You do not have to do anything to trigger these movements in your body or these kind of exercises in your body. So what happens when we listen to this mantra and in Gurudev's voice is that we once we listen to the mantra, the divine energy in our body, which is also called Kundalini energy, and in English we can say the divine feminine energy, gets activated, and that divine energy is the mother of universe, and that mother takes control of our total being. So in a way, when we say divine mother and takes control of this being, so that means that like a mother knows what is best for the child and how to heal the child. So the divine mother knows everything. So the divine mother takes charge of our body, our mind, and our spirit, and it starts to heal us. It starts to purify us, and this may trigger various vibrations and yogic movements, mudras, and involuntary. All this is involuntary, by the way, and other things may also start happening to you, and these are all customized as per your being. So some of you may be having some issue in the shoulder, so you may get movements related to your shoulder. Somebody who has having issue with the knee will get something happening with regards to healing of the knee. So besides these physical things, a lot of us also face issues like anxiety, depression, and even though a lot of us deny that we face any kind of issues, but yes, all of us may agree that we feel a lot more stressed than we want to, and many a times a lot of us may be agreeing to that fact also, that we feel out of control. So when I say out of control, it kind of highlights that I'm aware that I don't want to feel so much anger, or I don't want to feel so much jealousy, but or I don't want to worry so much, or I do not want to think about a particular thing, but I can't stop myself, and various compulsive thoughts that we do not want to think, but we can't help ourselves. So these are the mental issues that most of us, emotional issues, mental issues, that most of us face every day, each day. And once we start practice starts to practice Guru Siyag Yoga, we 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 fundamentally, uh, it's not that some magic happens, but somehow when you start to practice this slowly and slowly, you would start noticing some changes in how you respond to the same stimulus or same triggers that are there in your environment. So what happens is that we can't change other people. So once you start practice Guru Siyag Yoga, you may not really expect any, you know, your own expectations with regards to how things should be. That changes, and because of that change, you see, feel, and experience that whole situation differently. So this is one of the small example about the emotional or mental transformation that we go through. But basically what happens is that all those things that traps you to unhappiness, to pain, so you slowly and slowly get liberated from those compulsive patterns of thinking, believing, and behaving. So you start upgrading your own or own definition of friendship, of relationship, of happiness. And it's not that you kind of you become somebody who doesn't want to be friendly, or who gets so evolved that you would not like to stay in any kind of relationship and all that. So nothing like that. It's just that your existing relationships, they starts to become better. So you may be having relationships which are not going on as per we want them to go on. So there might be misunderstandings, or lot of arguments happening, or other issues. But once we start practicing Guru Siyag Yoga, somehow some fundamental changes starts happening in our being, and the way we respond to people changes. And once our responses to people changes, new possibilities emerge. So many a times we feel that interacting with a certain person is a dead end, or and that person might be a important person in our life. So by important, it means a family member, or a co-worker, or anybody else. But once we change from inside, new possibilities emerge, and most of the times those new possibilities are about redeeming that relationship as well. And this is just one aspect. So the other aspect is that each one of us go through a lot of challenges in life. So all of us have our own unique challenges. So we can't say that somebody who has lot of money doesn't have challenges. We can't say that somebody who has got beautiful body or very nice physical health doesn't have challenges. So we all have challenges. That could be our health challenges, relationship challenges, and again spiritual challenges, which involves feeling of purposelessness, meaninglessness, and feeling of not being joyful about anything as such, feeling of having a void in life, feeling of, lack of appreciation, or having that void that we feel that's something that can't be filled. And maybe many more scenarios could be experienced by all of you, which you do not want to really go through. So once we start to practice a powerful yogic practice like Guru Siyag Yoga, so we undergo a lot of changes. So I'm sure if somebody can do a research on this, or and maybe in future researches would happen on people who are practicing Guru Siyag Yoga. So once we start practicing Guru Siyag Yoga, so our the as I mentioned before, that our thought process changes. So when I say thought process changes, so basically our neural circuits, the way our brain functions in terms of releasing the right chemicals. So many of you might be aware of the term cortisol, the stress hormone. So the hormone that gets released as a byproduct of a person experiencing a lot of stress. And these days, a lot of ailments are related to the constant or overproduction of cortisol. So when we start to practice Guru Siyag Yoga, the way we attach meaning to things, happenings, events, people changes, and all we upgrade, we upgrade our operating system, like we upgrade the operating systems of our phones and laptops and all those devices. So we upgrade our human operating system, and we do not perceive the happenings around us as stressful. We are able to see the larger meaning around all the daily happenings in our life. We create that necessary distance between the happening and ourself, and are able to respond in a way that is elevating for everyone in the ecosystem. So most of the time it's not only you who is involved. So whatever we do, and whatever we do, how we live, is basically an interaction of many of us in the ecosystem. So once we undergo this transformation of thinking, feeling, believing, behaving, so a lot of fundamental changes starts happening in the ecosystem that we live in, and each one of us who are connected to us starts receiving those blessings or benefits of the transformation that you are going through by the blessings of your guru. So now this is something that is very difficult to explain, because these concepts and this transformational angle of Guru Siyag Yoga can best be understood by somebody who is already practicing it. So to begin with, when I started my yogic practice, I I had no idea that I would be experiencing all these benefits. So I just started it because I thought that, it's easy. I just only need to take 15 minutes, and chanting of the mantra is also not that a big deal. I'll see, I'll do it. And one thing that kind of stopped me was that when I looked at Gurudev and Dada Gurudev, I kind of felt that Gurudev is not really coming across as a very swanky guru. He's coming across as a very simple person. So I had those automatic thoughts. We have our biases that we do not realize. So at that point in time, I thought that, okay, so okay, this guru might be a good guru, great guru, but somehow he is a guru of people living somewhere in India, but not for somebody like me who is from Delhi, who stays in Gurgaon. So it's very funny now when I look back at my own outlook, that I thought that I am way too modern and I'm way too educated to get associated with a guru who looks so simple. And today, many of you might laugh at it, that when I start talking about Gurudev, I can go on and on and on and on and on, like a doting mother can go on and on and on, discussing about their child, or a girlfriend or a boyfriend can go on and on and on and on, talking or thinking about their beloved. So Gurudev appears simple, so do not be deceived by Gurudev's simple appearance. There must be some purpose behind that simplicity. And once I started practicing Guru Siyag Yoga around 3 years back, slowly and slowly, a connection developed with Gurudev, and that connection became stronger and stronger. And many a times, I had experienced tears of joy of being under his guidance and blessings and his presence and his love, which was totally different from any kind of love that I had received in the past or I have been receiving. Different from all kinds of love in human form. So again, I'm falling short of words to describe that what all this means. But yes, those of you who are already practicing Guru Siyag Yoga might already be experiencing all that yourself. So once we get to experience that kind of love from Gurudev, I believe that's that's the crux of happiness, the real happiness that we get to understand, which is beyond the materialistic or worldly race that we are in. So our transformation uh, takes another level when we develop that connection with Gurudev, when we are able to have that faith on him, and when we go beyond judging him or or looking at him through the lens of lens of our biases. So this journey is very hard to describe. So I would just say that those of you who would be watching this video, and they may who are watching it for the first time, who doesn't know about Guru Siyag Yoga, they stay watch till the end and receive the divine mantra from Gurudev. And once you see the divine mantra and you understand how to meditate, just practice this meditation twice a day for maybe a month or 2 months, and then take a decision that then look back and see how you felt. So you would yourself see that lot of changes must have happened, and somehow you might also experience, like I experienced, that after after I started practicing Guru Siyag Yoga, whenever I was stuck with any issue, any problem, any challenge, and somewhere I ended up calling Gurudev in my heart that, can't you see that I'm stuck? Can you do something? So, irrespective of the type of challenge or the magnitude of challenge, I always received the right guidance, the right help, the right way of being. I always received what I needed to receive to transcend that challenge. So when I look back, I can connect so many dots about how I could manage myself gracefully in many challenges when I never could have thought of that I could take so much of stress, or I could, bear so much pain and all that. So it's quite a phenomenal journey that only can be experienced. And believe you me, guys, it's not easy to talk about Gurudev, his love for you, and the changes that you go through. It's not an easy job at all. It's very tough. Whenever I sit and speak on this platform, I really feel some kind of as if as if I'm not really able to understand what I'm speaking. So the words, they just stream out automatically. I can't prepare for this session. Gurudev never lets me to prepare for these sessions. So whatever comes out is his wish. He speaks through me. So all I can say is that just try and practice Guru Siyag Yoga for some time, and and do some effort if you can to develop that connection with Gurudev. And to develop that connection, you do not have to do much. All you have to do is all you have to do is believe him. Believe him that he's there. Believe him that he's there taking care of you. So you can depend on him, talk to him, and have faith in him like a mother, like a father. So we might not really be experiencing any magic, like, you are experiencing a challenge and suddenly you find that, the challenge vanish. But the whole point is that your life will become much better in every way. And as far as challenges are concerned, you would receive all you need to receive to transcend, to be victorious, to manage your life in a much more empowered way. So, whether the challenges are physical, monetary, by physical, I mean health, or monetary, or relationships, or your own mental issues. So, everything gets streamlined, channelized, cured, healed through the practice of Guru Siyag Yoga. And of course, uh, we have documented case studies of practitioners curing incurable diseases like AIDS, hemophilia, cancer, and many more. So in these sessions, I just describe whatever Guru Siyag Yoga means to me. And you may find a few things that you may like to experience yourself. And to experience that, I would urge you to get the divine mantra from Gurudev and start chanting the mantra round the clock without moving your lips and tongue. So we have to chant the mantra round the clock. So it's not that we have to stop whatever we are doing or what we have to do. It's just that whatever we do throughout the day, many a times we are engaged in those activities which are not very heavy duty brain involving activities. So like driving, so even though that involves our brain, but somehow 90% of it is kind of automatic, so we can silently chant the mantra. Or while cooking, we can chant the mantra. Or while we are doing our daily chores like folding our clothes, or cleaning up our house, or taking bath, and other ways. So you may chant the mantra silently without moving your lips and tongue. So that is one thing, and that's the most important part, at least for beginners, because mantra chanting helps you to meditate better as well. So, meditation, as I already described, that you have to practice only 15 minutes. So, there's a method of meditation which is there on the website. So, which is www.gurusiyagyoga.org. So, you may go there and read the method of meditation. And otherwise, also, it's a very simple process. So, what you have to do is that you look at the picture of Gurudev. Like, suppose this is the picture of Gurudev. So, you look at the picture of Gurudev, and once you look at the picture with intention, with a prayerful attitude. So that is very important, that openness and attitude of that prayerful, that reverence, that seeking, that Gurudev, I know you are there, and I pray to you to help me get transformed spiritually. So some of you might not immediately feel attached to Gurudev, and Gurudev knows that. So you are not interacting with a human being. So he already knows. So be honest with your feelings. You may convey that right now I do not know much about you or your power. But if you are for real, make me experience you, make me experience your love and power. And then you look at the picture of Gurudev and look at the picture for 1 minute, and then close your eyes and visualize the picture of Gurudev here on your third eye. So third eye is the seat of wisdom, and just visualize the picture here, and ask Gurudev to help you meditate for 15 minutes. So you can ask for 10 minutes also, you can ask for 20 minutes also. So whatever time you ask for meditation, your eyes will automatically open after that duration. You do not really need to put any alarm or anything like that. So all the practitioners have tried and tested it. So that's about it. Just relax, keep sitting and keep your eyes closed, and keep visualizing Gurudev here, and start to chant the mantra while you are sitting with your eyes closed and visualizing Gurudev here. So just do that, and your eyes would open automatically after 15 minutes. And practitioners who will start to meditate or who are beginners, they often come up with that they are not able to meditate, their mind wanders and all that. So we do not really have to worry about that. What we have to worry is how sincere and honest we are. So you are not asking your mind to go and wander. So what matters is that you are asking your mind to do the right things. You're asking your mind to sit and meditate, and focus on Gurudev and chant the mantra. And suppose it goes somewhere, so on its own. So the moment you notice that your mind has wandered, just come back and again visualize and chant the mantra. Do not ask for the time again. Do not do anything other than that. Just come back whenever the mind wanders, whenever you notice that the mind has wandered. Just ask the mind to come back, start your mantra again, and see Gurudev again. So your honesty and sincerity and commitment about practicing this is more important than the wandering of your mind. So that's not really the key here. That's not really important. It wanders, you can't help it, and that's fine. That's fine. All of us get better slowly with time. So like any other thing, we like somebody who is learning to cook. So on the first day, they struggle to even peel an onion, and after a month or so, they can cook a few dishes. So same way, when we start meditating, we may not immediately be able to sit or keep our eyes closed or whatever. So, whatever happens, let it happen. And another thing is that we do not have to sit with a great posture. We just have to sit on the mat in the most comfortable posture that we can have. Those of you who can't sit, they can even lie down. So we do not have to, keep our spine straight, or make any gyan mudra or anything like that. We do not have to do anything like that. Just sit in the most comfortable posture, and then do this meditation. The only restriction is that you do not have to practice meditation after having a meal. So you may keep a gap of around 3 to 4 hours at least after a meal like lunch, dinner, breakfast, wherein you eat nicely. So keep a gap of at least 3 4 hours after a heavy meal. And rest, there are no restrictions. You can practice meditation at any time, in any direction, at any place. You just need a place and some area around your body, because if yogic movements happen, your body might move a bit. So some space around you is helpful. So that is it. And females can practice meditation 30 days a month. There are no restrictions around not practicing while you are menstruating. So there is nothing like that, because we are here interacting with God Himself, the divinity, the Divine Mother, Guru Dev. So there are no restrictions. There are no restrictions as such. So now I will put a short video of Gurudev, and it's a 2 3 minute video, and you would hear the divine mantra in the video. Once you hear the mantra, I will put the picture of Gurudev on the screen. You please look at the picture, focus on the picture, and start meditation, and ask for 15 minutes to Gurudev to help you to meditate. So that is it. So let me just put the video.
Yoga mean Yoga means a union of the soul with God or the universal conscious force. What are the benefits of Siddhi Yoga? Siddhi Yoga heals, cures, or frees the body from any physical illness, adds various forms of cancers, diabetes, arthritis, asthma, and even genetic disease like hemophilia. In the case of disease such as AIDS, which attacks the entire body, the patient may experience internal kriyas like sensation or heat, electricity or tingling. According to Siddhi Yoga philosophy, the divine power awakened by the enlightened Guru gets transmitted through his blissful voice to the listeners, irrespective of language spoken by the Guru. This divine power transmissions occurs smoothly and remain unaffected by the language being used. Regular practice of Siddhi Yoga strengthens the immune system. The Kundalini acts as a protective shield of the immune system and wards off the onslaught or recurrence of any disease. Impact of Kundalini awakening. The Kundalini makes the practitioner perform kriyas that are specific to his needs. With this cleaning, the practitioner is cured of all kinds of chronic and even terminal disease such as HIV, AIDS, cancer, arthritis, etc., and genetic disorder like hemophilia. Mental application too are completely cured and stress is completely relieved. Cling, Krishna, cling, 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 cling, Krishna, cling.
Jai Gurudev, everyone. Please come out of meditation. Yeah. So thank you for watching this video. And those of you who would like to watch another video which describes about this yogic practice in English language, so you can find that video on the channel, YouTube channel called Guru Siyag Divine. I have given the link below, so you may check out that video as well. So it describes the whole process method in a very systematic and detailed manner. And those of you who would like to reach me on my WhatsApp number, so they can do so. My WhatsApp number is displayed below. So if you want to share your experience with others in English language, we would really welcome you to do that. And below are numbers of another guru disciple Manju Chhabra and Dharmendra Sharma. So you can reach out to them as well to to share your experience or any other query if you want to ask about Guru Siyag Yoga. So you may reach out to us on these numbers. So Jai Gurudev once again. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.